Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Compassionate. All praise is to Allah, the Creator of the universes and their Sustainer, the Provider of believers and unbelievers. And may His choicest blessings be on the seal of His prophets, the last of His messengers and His holy progeny. We were talking about the departure of Imam Hussein alayhi salam from Makkah. Strange that he should have done so, because we mentioned that he moved from Medina to Makkah because of that assurance, man dakhalahu amina, where that he who enters Makkah is in aman, is in safety. Why did he want to leave that safety? And the answer is because safety there was no more in Makkah for Hussein alayhi salam. He received information when he was there that Yazid had sent people in ihram and armed to kill Hussein alayhi salam whilst he was in the course of a tawaf. You, alhamdulillah, have been to Makkah and have done tawaf in the time of Hajj. The huge congregation that is there, so easy to hide in that congregation behind a person like Hussein alayhi salam, and easy to kill him unnoticed so that people don't even make out who killed him. That was the plan of Yazid all along, to obtain the assassination of Hussein alayhi salam in a manner in which it could be covered up. Hence, we discussed the other day why Imam Hussein alayhi salam regarded it as vital that when he made his journey to Karbala, he should carry his media with him, so that the media of the tyrant may not be trustworthy and they would camouflage the truth. His media would tell the truth to the people. And the great thing about the media that Imam Hussein alayhi salam carried was that the people of Iraq and the people of Syria, more important than even the people of Iraq, both those sets of people trusted the word of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, they trusted the word of the media that Imam Hussein alayhi salam took in preference to the media of the state. After all, that media consisted of the family of the one who was regarded even by infidels as As-Sadiq and Al-Amin. That was the media Imam Hussein alayhi salam carried for that particular reason. Hence, he told Bibi Zainab alayhi salam, choose that group of females who would be able to withstand the test of the times that were to come ahead. Well, but there was another aspect to this departure. It was at a time when Imam Hussein alayhi salam was performing his Hajj. He was in ihram also. He had finished his tamattu' and is now on the process of Hajj, and he had his ihram on. Suddenly he received this information. He would have left for Kufa anyway, because the letter from Muslim alayhi salam had already arrived. He was only performing his Hajj to move out to Kufa. So he decided he should move out from Makkah before he was even touched by these Adibas, by these villains who had traveled to Makkah to kill him clandestinely. He came to the conclusion that Makkah was too pure in which blood should be shed. That aman which Masjidul Haram provided should remain sacrosanct. And if Yazid was out to violate that aman, as he was out to violate every principle of Islam, and as he was out to violate every sign and symbol of Islam, then Hussein alayhi salam would protect the Kaaba by making sure that blood is not shed in the Kaaba when he could have avoided it. So I say that the sanctity of Kaaba today also owes its sanctity to Hussein ibn Ali alayhi salam. He went out of his way to ensure that not even a drop is shed in the Kaaba. And if such was to happen, it should not be happen when he could have avoided it. So that his efforts, like those of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, to enshrine the piety of the Kaaba, to enshrine the hurma, the respect and the sanctity of Kaaba remains indeed unviolated by any tyrant. So he changes his niyyah from Hajj to Umrah, completes the Umrah and removes his ihram. Of course, the people asked him. And when the people asked him, he delivered a long khutbah in Mina, with which I do not propose to deal because of the limited time at our disposal. But he made a number of statements in Makkah. He made it very clear that Yazid was out to assassinate him at all costs. When Ibn Abbas says, why don't you continue to remain here? Do not do your Hajj. You have already completed it by way of Umrah, but remain here. His simple answer was that my grandfather has told me that even if I hide myself in 7 holes beneath the earth, Yazid will search me out and will kill him. But he did not want to die. This is the principle I set out in our first sitting in this series, that his principle was that he will not make bay'ah or refuse to make bay'ah and be killed at midnight in the 4 walls. He wanted his mission to become public so that Muslims knew exactly the kind of person they were out to follow. Then they should know exactly how Yazid will ill-treat them and misguide them. And the word of Allah glorified and exalted, and the name of Allah glorified and exalted, would be obliterated from the face of the earth. His role was to ensure that that name remains sacrosanct, it remains embedded in the crust of the earth, so that it remains the word that is enshrined ila yawmiddin, to the day of judgment. Indeed, this is why I said before, and do not apologize for repeating, that this adhan and this Allahu Akbar that we hear in Masjid al-Nabawi and Masjid al-Haram are owed to Hussein alayhi salam. Well, he says to Ibn Abbas that my duty lies to the Kufians. They've invited me. I will go out and meet them. And then how they act on their promise is a matter for them. Ibn Abbas now tells him, then do not take the ladies with you. Exactly the same thing that Muhammad ibn Hanafiya said, that Abdullah bin Ja'far said. And Imam Hussein alayhi salam said, it is vital for me to carry them. And indeed, he did carry them. When he sets out from Makkah, he meets Farazdak. Farazdak was an eminent poet of the time. And Farazdak, when he sees a personality of that level, with so many camels and a full family moving out of Makkah at a time when everybody was moving in, he inquired, who is this personality? And when he was told that he is Aba Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam, he approaches Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Imam Hussein alayhi salam asks him, where are you from? He says, I'm from Kufa. Imam Hussein alayhi salam says, what is the state of the people in Kufa? And Farazdak, a poet, sums up the position in beautiful words. He says to the Imam alayhi salam, their hearts are with you, but their swords are also drawn against you. Words that we can ponder over 14 centuries later. We claim today that our hearts are with Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Are we sure that given bad times, are we sure that given a tyrant in the world, we will not draw our swords against Hussein alayhi salam and against the descendant of Hussein alayhi salam who is living amongst us? That is the challenge that the Ummah faces today. Will we be able to live in a manner that becomes an example to the Kufians of the time who turned against Hazrat Muslim alayhi salam and Imam Hussein alayhi salam? But that expression of Farazdak remains in golden words till today. Their hearts are with you, which showed that even the Kufians who turned against Imam Hussein alayhi salam knew that truth was with Hussein alayhi salam and not Yazid and not Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. This is vital, because the allegation today still remains that this was a political battle. It was not a political battle. It was a battle in which one was out to destroy Islam. Hussein alayhi salam was out to keep Islam alive to the day of judgment. That is the true function of the representative of Allah. And that is the test when we want to find out who was the true representative of Allah. One sees that one who is prepared to give his life and the lives of his dear and near ones to preserve a religion must be the true representative of Allah, not one who is out to use the name of Islam to give himself an Islamic khilafah and then annihilate the principles of Islam. Well, Imam Hussein alayhi salam listens to Farazdak, and then Farazdak moves on to say, but la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And Imam Hussein alayhi salam immediately picks on that holy verse and says, yes indeed, strength and power is with Allah, and adds the other ayah, kulla yawmin huwa fi sha'n. Every day is in the control of Allah, and what he does is excellent. Then Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he uses fantastic words, advice worth pondering over till today. He says that if fate from Allah is in keeping with what we would wish should happen, we will thank Allah. And He Himself is the one who helps us in thanking Him. But if fate is against what we would wish it to be, then Allah does not destroy the good niyyah of the person that he holds in his heart and the piety that he holds in his heart. In other words, whatever fate may bring, the clean niyyah, sincere niyyah, and piety in the heart always reign supreme. Then death is irrelevant. That cleanliness of the niyyah, that cleanliness of piety are what always reign supreme. Hadith of the sixth Imam alayhi salam, we know so well, in which he says, al-amalu bin niyyat. But then, having said that, the sixth Imam alayhi salam goes further and says, al-amalu bin niyyat, wal amaluhu afdalu min wa niyyatuhu afdalu min amalihi. That the niyyah is superior even to the amal, because it is the sincerity of the niyyah that matters most. So Imam Hussein alayhi salam says to Farazdak, it matters not to me what fate holds in store for me. If it is what I would wish it to happen, I will thank Allah. And if it is not, my niyyah will still reign supreme. How right were those words? His niyyah reigned so supreme that 14 centuries later, there are millions of people in this world who cry over Hussein, who, in the words, Ya Hussein, find guidance onto Siratul Mustaqim, find their light towards Allah glorified and exalted, because that was the only path to which Hussein alayhi salam set out to lead the Ummah. It is unfortunate if the Ummah does not follow Hussein alayhi salam as the truthful Imam and follows those who are tyrants and who are despots. But Farazdak then asks Imam Hussein alayhi salam some rules on manasik of Hajj, on the procedures of Hajj. The Imam alayhi salam explains them and he sets out. But as he sets out in a manner in which his heart is heavy, not as the position was on leaving the grave of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and his progeny, but he is now leaving the house of Allah. But he knows that with him he is carrying the sanctity of the house of Allah, which he will re-enshrine in his total martyrdom on the day of Ashura. And the whole entourage is there. In one of his speeches before he leaves, when he was asked why he was leaving, he explained the purpose of his departure. He explained that Yazid has sent people to assassinate me, and I do not want to be assassinated in secret, so that the purpose of my assassination can be concealed by Yazid. I will set out from here. People in Kufa have called me, and I will set out to fight them. The people there in Makkah thought Muslim has already got bay'ah from 20,000 people, so Hussein alayhi salam will be accepted with hands open by the Kufians. They joined Imam Hussein alayhi salam. It is said 1,000 people joined Imam Hussein alayhi salam. At that time, they were not without any transport to carry them right up to Kufa. So Imam Hussein alayhi salam hired camels for them. But he hired camels for them knowing that soon they will need to return those camels to the people to whom the camels belonged. And that is how Imam Hussein alayhi salam departed. But when he departed, he made it clear to the people in one of his speeches. And these are golden words. Words that are of paramount importance today. He turns round and says to them that when you see that there is a tyrant who is oppressing people, as Yazid at that time was, when you see a tyrant who is oppressing people, then to stand by and not to join the tyrant is not enough, because to stand on the fence at that time is giving help to the tyrant. What is important is to come out and join the oppressed victims, and it is only if you join the oppressed victims that in reality you have opposed the tyrant. Otherwise, it is helping the tyrant to continue oppressing the victims of the time. May Allah give the Muslims of today sufficient courage and sufficient insight to know who the oppressors of today are, so that they make sure that they help the victims and do not stand on the fence only to watch the oppressors continue with their injustices. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.